Going to bring in Tre Lovell. He's an entertainment attorney. He's also been watching all of this for us. So, Tre, you heard what Jessica had to say about the judge's decision to dismiss. I'm also going to quote Judge Marlo Somer. She said the state is highly culpable for its failure to provide discovery to the defendant. In addition to these bullets, there was also apparently reams of information that was disclosed just on the night before the trial actually started. How unusual is it for this case to be a case like this to be dismissed with prejudice? And for our viewers who maybe don't understand what exactly that means, discuss how this means, what the implications, I guess, are for Alec Baldwin.
Sure. So when you say you're dismissing it with prejudice, that means you can't bring it again. The court has a choice to dismiss it without prejudice, which means they could refile it and do it again, or with prejudice, which means they can't. In this case, it's with prejudice, which means it's over. There is no more. You know, the prosecution broke the cardinal rule of not sharing evidence with the defense and hiding evidence based on allegations of what the defense was saying. Taking evidence, taking bullets that were critical to the case, that had they been followed up could have led to some other very serious evidence, and not only didn't follow up, but disregard it and put it in a separate area under a different file number. I've never seen anything like this before. This seems to be very blatant.
And Tre, we should also mention that there is already a woman who is spending time in prison. 18 months, I believe, was the sentence for Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, the armorer. She had a manslaughter conviction just earlier. You see her there on the screen. The prosecution tried to compel her to testify. The judge said, no, you can't do that. Is any of this dismissal of Baldwin's case going to have an impact on her case?
You know, I think it really could, because the evidence of how the bullet got on set is really more relevant for her case than is for Baldwin's. To be honest, Baldwin's was more how he handled the gun at the time of the incident, because he was never accused of having brought the round on set or even having loaded it. But how those rounds got on set directly is relevant to Gutierrez. And had they known this information when Gutierrez was tried and they didn't provide it, this could be exculpatory evidence, or it could have led to exculpatory evidence. So I think this could be a strong grounds to have that case, appeal reversed in a new trial.
And your mind goes to the question of the ability to mount a good legal defense. Baldwin, obviously, well-resourced. Somebody like Hannah Gutierrez-Reed doesn't have the same depths of wealth to pull on in terms of getting the very best legal team. She had a conviction. He was able to get it dismissed. Does this point to greater questions, both about how the prosecutor's office is functioning there, but also about how we treat people who are accused of crimes?
You know, it's true. I mean, money, wealth, the ability to get bigger law firms, you know, potentially better attorneys, that's always going to play a role. You know, I never really like to compare lawyers in this because everybody's, you know, doing their job. But you know, the law firm that Baldwin hired is a big law firm, and they're great lawyers. And they had a lot of resources, and he has a lot of resources. So they were able to take advantage of that and really put on a great defense, as we just saw.
Yeah.
So sure, money comes into it. That's been a factor in our legal system for a long, long time.
And obviously through this all, Helena Hutchins lost her life, her family, her friends still grieving her. How does all of this play into their ability to potentially pursue other legal recourse?
Well, I think the family did pursue civil recourse, and there was a settlement, at least with the husband. And there may be other civil actions going on, and this may be from an evidentiary perspective. But this is just you know, really, really amazing with respect to this criminal trial. This is a high-profile trial, which really shouldn't have been brought in the first place. I mean, you know, when you really get down to it, you know, the argument that an actor doesn't have a duty, you know, for set safety, you know, you can really support that. And had the defense gone into it and even put on their case, I think they really would have convinced the public that a movie set is much different. So to bring this case against Alec Baldwin, I think it was overreach. What happened here almost kind of supports that, because when you're bringing in live evidence, live ammo, evidence that's relevant, and could lead you down another path to somebody that may have culpability. You don't know, but it certainly is strong evidence. And to give it to the other side for them to use, when you choose to not only follow up on the investigation when that happens, but then almost hide it, put it into a separate category, separate case file, whatever it is, it really shows that, hey, we wanted Baldwin. The prosecution had its eyes set on Baldwin. They didn't want to take the time, to really look for somebody else. Even when they did the search on Seth Kenney's prop house, it was at night where they got the search warrant. They just didn't seem to check every box. They really weren't looking like they wanted to find the truth and pursue all avenues. And I think the judge saw that. And that's what really got the judge so irate.